Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah Pavan.
And I'm Adam.
And today we're watching Attack on Titan Season 1, Episode 5, called The First Battle, Battle of Trost.
So, Eren managed to convince 60% of the top 10 graduates to join the Surveyor Corps. Is that
I'm not
right?
sure the exact percentages, but
well,
yes,
it's
there are
10
several.
people, so it's 6 or 7
No, but
people.
I don't know how many.
Okay. But a good...
1, 2...
I think it's...
Armin wasn't a top 10.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, anyway.
There's a few.
More than half, I feel like, of the class to join him in the Surveyor Corps. They were about to have a nice charcuterie lunch on the wall. When the Colossus showed up, everybody was terrified and he charged in. So I'm curious to see...
All that, they did graduate.
Yeah, of course they graduated. Yeah. So we're about to see our first encounter. I feel like he's going to get swatted like a fly.
I just don't get it because 5 years have passed since they attacked Shiganshina.
Yeah.
Now I think Eren is the magnet. You're telling me that you're in Shiganshina, these things show up, and then you just happen to be on like your first day of your like assignment to Trost. I'm assuming they're in Trost, or are they back in Shiganshina? No, they're in Trost.
No, I think.
And it comes back?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
But he was also in the city for 5 years. Like, I kind of had that same thought last episode.
He wasn't in the city for 5 years.
Well, they were doing training there. It's not like he can just be a magnet
I
once
thought
he
they
gets
were
to the
just
wall.
like in a secluded spot doing the
maybe
training. Anyway, it's really bad timing.
Yeah. But I'm very curious to see what happens. I believe he put his foot through the gate. So it's open now for the smaller ones. And yeah, we are in for our first kind of big fight scene, I think.
Now that the characters we know are trained up.
Yep. So I'm looking forward to this.
I'm stressed. I don't know what's gonna happen. I was not expecting the big boy to show up right away.
Yeah, I kind of thought the first mission would be maybe a foray into enemy territory or something along those lines, but you're teeing off against the Colossus right off the hop. This anime does not move slow. I'll tell you that.
I love an anime where things happen, as I said in episode 1. All right, here we go. Fingers crossed. Let's send up a prayer for our kids, fighting this guy.
One already has an arrow through his calf. It's tough.
Right, but it was better than being a smush on the ground.
Fair.
Okay, Season 1, Episode 5 of Attack on Titan is coming right now.
845年、突然現れた超大型巨人および鎧の巨人によって全ての日常が壁とともに破壊された。人類はウォールマリアを放棄、2割の人口と3分の1の領土を失い、活動領域はボールローゼまで後退した。そして850年、
人類の反撃はこれからだ。目標目の前、超大型巨人。これはチャンスだ。絶対にやった。よー。
He's got stones, I'll give him that.
5年ぶりだな。
Steam is coming out of his head.
Smoking.
He's got a booty though.
こいつ固定砲を狙いやがった。開閉扉を狙ったのも偶然じゃない。やはりこいつには
Smart.
知性が。しかしチャンスだ。壁を破壊できるのはこいつだけ。
It's like dental floss. Oh, going for that spine. Okay.
It's got like a vent. He just disappeared.
超大型巨人が消えた。エレン、お前
Whoa.
が倒しちまったのか。違う。5年前と同じだ。あいつは突然現れて突然消えた。
But you learned something.
すまん、逃した。何謝ってんだ。俺たちなんて全く動けなかった。おい、そんな話してる場合か。もう壁は壊されちまったんだ。早く塞がないとまた巨人たちが入ってくるぞ。何してる。超大型巨人出現時の作戦はすでに開始してる。直ちに本部へ戻れ。奴と接触した者は報告も忘れるな。はっ、先見班の健闘を祈ります。
Holy. Okay, so some information we've gathered. Big boy.
Teleportation.
This is not a super important detail, but he's got some cake.
That's the first
Did
thing
anybody
Sarah always
see
notices.
that? Like, wow, hello. He's like, he's like king of the dance floor probably with his friends.
Sarah loves
Anyway.
a good set of hamstrings and glutes.
I notice butts a lot, clearly. Okay.
That's why you
So
love
down-
Yuri on Ice.
Oh, baby. Anyway, that was just an aside. Down to the details.
I think more importantly, he has some sort of teleportation ability.
Crazy. Because when they attacked in 845, the dopey ones, like the pawn minis, were walking.
Yeah.
But we never really, we only saw Big Boy come up when he was peeking over the edge.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting that he can just appear and
disappear.
vanish. He's intelligent.
Yeah.
And because even when the armored one was going through the gate, there were cannons in the gate.
Correct.
So maybe something about the cannonballs could cause damage.
They have at least a memory and they have at least rudimentary strategy in terms of how they will attack and how they can do things.
But
And
the fact that they've gone out of their way to destroy cannons.
correct.
Is like,
And the other piece was he was able to have some sort of pushing or steam or wind or something come out of his body or
Skull.
vulnerable places to push him away as he was driving in to try and, I'm assuming, sever the neck is how they're planning on killing them. The other piece is they've drilled and have plans for different scenarios that they've envisioned. So they seem more prepared at this point to deal with that. I like that he has to go back to HQ to debrief. You want to collect all the information you can, and I believe he learned a few things on this, so it'll be important.
another thing I learned is those strings, they're literally, Big Boy could floss his teeth with them. And Eren has really gotten a good handle on how to use that thing.
It gives me Spider-Man vibes.
Like, he was struggling big time. I know he was kind of sabotaged. But like, we were witness to a bit of a struggle. So it's nice to see that he's kind of mastered that apparatus.
And how he handled that encounter, nobody's going to question his bravery because everybody else was frozen solid. And he barely even flinched. He just went right into attack mode. So that's going to earn him some points.
Guys, they're gone.
The minis are coming though.
But they're walking, they're really slow.
Yeah, but how many people died last
I
time?
know.
落ち着いて避難してください。ここが突破されれば5年前の惨劇が再び繰り返される。我々がここで巨人を食い止めるのだ。
Is that the first time we saw a female
敵
Titan?
用意
No. Oh.
かかれ！お前たち訓練兵も卒業演習を合格した立派な兵士だ。本作戦でも活躍を期待する。大丈夫だよ、ハンナ。僕が必ず君を守る。
These
Like, I don't need your
two,
protection.
France and Hannah were. We saw them last episode
大
too.
丈夫か、アルミ。
大丈夫だ。こんなのすぐに収まる。しかしまずいぞ。現状ではまだ縦8メートルもの穴をすぐに塞ぐ技術はない。全門付近にあるあの大岩だって結局掘り返すことさえできなかった。穴を塞げない時点でこの町は放棄される。
Oh, headshot.
ボルドーゼが突破されるのも
Whoa, they're relentless.
そもそも
Oh, gross.
奴らはその気になれば人類なんかいつ
Armin, change the attitude.
アルミ。落ち着け。あの時とは違う。人類はもう巨人なんかに負けない。
Let's take some deep breaths.
Cannon.
Didn't they have? Did they use the net for one of them at least?
They made it through. Their defenses did not work.
They had the net to pull one up though, didn't they?
真面目にやっとるのか。ほれ、また世の勝利だぞ。こうして月に一度手合わせしてやっとるというに、貴様はとんと上達せんな、ピクシス。いやはや、まだまだバルト公にはかないませんわい。
He's letting him win.
貴様は南側領土を束ねる最高責任者であ
Oh,
ろ
scooped
う。
a whole bunch up.
その程度の腕と頭でどう巨人に勝つつもりだ。
ピクシス司令、伝令です。
なんだ貴様、無礼な。
トロスト区に超大型巨人が出現。開閉扉が破壊されました。
こりゃうまい酒ですな。戦場での友として慎んで頂戴いたしますよ。おい、待てピクシス。ピクシス、おい待たんか。ここを離れることは許さんぞ。直ちに兵を招集し、我が領地防衛に努めるのだ。それが貴様の職務であろう。
I'm gonna die, so I'm gonna tell you that I've been letting you win.
トロスト区では今まさに兵たちが神明をとして戦っておるのですぞ。
司令、馬を準備してきます。
そしておそらく多くの者が命を落としております。わしらがおしゃべりしとる今この時にも。どうせ安い命だ。捨ておけ。そもそも盤上の戦で世を相手に負け続ける貴様が言ったところで状況は変わらんわい。
ご安心ください、公爵。実際の戦で巨人が相手ならば司令が手心を加える必要はございませんので。
予算か。バルト号、法は平素通り平和で穏やかな一日をお過ごしくだされ。
I was thinking he was gonna be like, well, I'm gonna die anyway, so let me just lay it all out for you.
I like Pixis already. I also love that there's no hesitation. He's in a cushy spot. He doesn't have to go, but he knows it's his duty and he knows his men are dying and he's going to the front. This is what really bothers me about the quote-unquote nobility is just...
No, protect me. Who cares about everybody else?
Just out of touch with everything else that is going on and the importance of the people that they're supposed to be ruling and taking care of. Ugh.
So, the minis have come in. I thought they were gonna catch a few of them. Clearly they didn't. Looks like they blew a few of them up. They were still able to move anyway. So maybe they're unable to feel pain. Who knows,
Well,
really?
the one was crawling, missing his bottom half, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they seem more like drones than anything. Like set to a task, they're gonna do anything they can to accomplish the given objective. Which probably not making
like
many decisions on their own.
The colossal titan is the queen bee and disperses the worker bees to just get the job done, and she'll take care of the rest.
Yeah.
それでは訓練通りに各班ごと分かれ、中東兵団の指揮のもと補給支援、情報伝達、巨人の掃討などを行ってもらう。全部を中東兵団の迎撃班、中衛を支援班が率いる訓練兵団、後衛を中東兵団の精鋭班がそれぞれ受け持つ。また伝令によると先遣班はすでに全滅したとのことだ。外門が突破され巨人の侵入を許した。つまりいつまた鎧の巨人が現れ内門を破ってもおかしくはないという状況にある。
Well, they're assuming they're gonna use the same strategy.
嘘だろ。ローゼまで破られることになったな。
静粛に。現在は前衛で迎撃中だ。本防衛作戦の目的は一つ。住民の避難が完了するまでウォールローゼを死守することである。なお承知しているであろうが敵前逃亡は死罪に値する。皆心して命を捧げよう。解散。
You're gonna die either way, so either die fighting or die running.
から内地に行けたっつのに。
大丈夫？
You can rally, baby.
邪魔だ。おいちゃん、どうしたんだ。どうしただと。のんきなこと言ってんじゃねえこの死に急ぎやろ。
What are you, deserting?
調査兵団死亡だからいつでも巨人の餌になる覚悟はできてんだろうがよ。俺は明日から内地行きだったんだぞ。
落ち着け。
落ち着いて死に逃げっつうのが。
違う。思い出せ。俺たちがシェドウを吐いた3年間を。3年間俺たちは何度も死にかけた。実際に死んだ奴もいる。逃げ出した奴や追い出された奴も。でも俺たちは生き残った。そうだろ。今日だってきっと生き残れる。
It's go time, baby.
今日生き残って明日内地に行くんだろ。くそ。行くぞ出せ。いつまでも泣いてんじゃねえ。
エレン、
You just need one.
戦闘が混乱したら私のところへ来て。
は？俺とお前は別々の班だろ。
混乱した状況下では筋書き通りにはいかない。私はあなたを守る。
お前何言って。
アッカーマン訓練兵。お前は特別に後衛部隊だ。ついてこい。
私の腕では足手まといにな
Because
り
you're
ます。
very skilled.
お前の判断を聞いているのではない。避難
You're
が遅れ
still a
ているの
rookie.
は住民の近くに一人でも多くの精鋭が必要だ。
しかし、
おい。いい加減にしろニカさん。お前までおたついてんじゃねえ。人類滅亡
Didn't he say the elite soldiers are going at the back?
てめえの勝手な都合を押し付けてんだ。
They're good for each other.
悪かった。私は冷静じゃなかった。一つだけ頼みがある。
Don't be a reckless idiot.
どうか知ら
Yes,
ないで。
exactly. Right, so the elite ones they're putting at the last line of
I
defense.
believe so.
So that's like
こんなところで死んでられないんだ。
good.
俺はまだこの世界の実態を何も知らないんだから。
At least you know that.
残された歴史文献にも巨人の発生原因は記されておらず、不明な点がほとんどである。
That's one of my
現在明
questions.
らかになっている巨人の生態などは調査兵団の最新の報告書によるものである。巨人には 人間のような知性は確認できず、よって
Bad assumption.
我々との意思の疎通は現在まで例がない。巨人の体の構造は他の生物と根本的に異なる。生殖器は存在せず、繁殖方法などは不明だが、ほとんどが男性のような体つきである。その体は極端に高温で、難解なことに人間以外の生物には一切の関心を示さない。巨人の唯一の行動原理は人を喰らうことだが、そもそも巨人が人間のいない環境下で100年以上存在していることを考えると、
There's more humans out
食事
there.
を取ること自体必要ないものであると推測できる。つまり目的は捕食ではなく殺戮にあるのではないかとされている。そしてここまで人類が追い詰められた最大の要因は巨人の驚異的な生命力にある。昔から人類は大砲の技術を有してはいたが、それだけでは対抗できなかった。巨人は頭を吹き飛ばされても死なず、また個体差はあるが、亡くなった頭部は 1,2 分ほどで元通りになってしまう。
それな
Oh.
でかいだけでも厄介なのに。教官、それでは巨人は不死身ですか？
不死身ではない。巨人を倒す方法は一つ。ここを狙う。巨人はこの部分を大きく損傷すると再生することなく絶命する。だから肉を削ぎ落とすためにこの2本の刃を使う。この攻撃が巨人の急所を捉えれば、再生する時間を与えずに即死に至らしめることができる。
なあ、アルミ。
I was originally wondering why they didn't have a crossbow weapon or a long range weapon as well. I was thinking to shoot out eyes or things like that, but now that makes sense. And then the second thing is listening to them talk about the feeding patterns. It makes it seem like they hibernate or something. So they come in, they eat, and then they hibernate, and maybe they get hungry again, which is maybe their pattern of why they come and go.
My
so
instinct
frequently.
was that this set of walls believes that they are the only humans, but I think that there's probably other ones
I agree with that as well.
that they don't know about.
That I agree. I agree.
And maybe it's like Earth with outer space. Like humans are constantly like, is there another intelligent life form out there? Meanwhile, it's probably like they're so far advanced. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
maybe there's another human population or something that is much more advanced technologically and in their like ways to combat the Titans.
Could be. Interesting theory so far. That was good bits of information.
Very good bits. And they all present as male. The majority present as male because they don't have any genitalia to show otherwise.
The one in that scene definitely looked female though. So I'm curious about that.
これはいい機会だと思わねえか。調査兵団に入団する前にはこの初陣で活躍しとけば、俺たちは新兵にしてスピード昇格間違いなしだ。
That's what you're thinking about?
Let's survive. Strive to survive, baby.
言っとくけど、今期の調査兵団志願者はいっぱいいるんだからね。
さっきはエレンに遅れを取ったけど、今回は負けないぜ。言ったなトーマス。誰が多く巨人を狩れるか勝負だ。数をちょろまかすなよ。34班対戦エンヤーの戦日だ。よし。
So they're middle guard.
Those animations are cool.
巨人がもうあんなに。
前衛部隊が総崩れじゃないか。何やってんだ。普段威張り散らしてる先輩方は。 決して楽観視していたわけじゃなかったが、これはあまりにも寄稿した。
Oh, wow.
They don't generally move that fast.
Did he just jump? What? Is he like malfunctioning? Oh. Thomas.
So they're a little more mobile than we thought. That's tough.
Yo,
For
he
Team Morale.
literally just jumped and smashed him in his teeth.
Don't lose your cool.
何しやがる。よせ、行動は。待ちやがれ。よくもトーマスを。
Stay high.
絶対に逃がせ。
Yo, like, dude. He just had a single-minded focus on one. Like, there are other ones that can see you. Whoa. Who is that?
Eren.
Are we sure?
仲間が食われてる光景。
Why are their mouths so big on some of them?
Run.
Snap to it.
どうして僕の体動かないんだ。
Dude, what?
He didn't get bitten in half.
Is he gonna come out the other
どうした
end?
よアルミ。
これおじいちゃんが隠し持ってたんだ。外の世界のことが書かれてる本だよ。
外の世界の本だって。それっていけないものなんだろ。憲兵団に捕まっちまうぞ。
そんなこと言ってる場合じゃないんだ。この本によると、この世界の大半は海っていう水で覆われているんだって。しかも海は全部塩水なんだって。
塩だって。嘘つけ。塩なんて宝の山じゃねえか。きっと商人がすぐに取り尽くしちまうよ。
取り尽くせないほど海は広いんだ。
なわけあ。
塩が山ほどあるだけじゃない。炎の水、氷の大地、砂の雪原。きっと外の世界はこの壁の中の何倍も広いんだ。
外の世界。
それでこれはまだ内緒なんだけど、お父さんとお母さんはね、今度外の世界に行くんだって。
外の世界か。
ねえエレン、僕たちもいつか外の世界を探検できるといいね。
So Eren lost a leg, part of a leg.
I believe so.
They all got just swatted and snatched like little flies being eaten by toads.
Yeah, that was a tough outing for the squad. I didn't think they would kill a Titan, but I didn't think they would die that quickly.
Also, where's Sasha this episode? Where did she go?
Probably assigned to another team, because she had a different kind of Lone Ranger skill set, right?
And Armin, like, what? He literally
He froze. But
stood there.
I don't think he's dead.
They ate him like an oyster.
Yeah. So he wasn't cut in half or chomped or...
That's why I'm wondering if he's gonna just...
I don't think we've seen
halfway
the end of
through.
Armin. But
Maybe
they...
he'll cut himself out of the stomach like just a vicious alien baby.
Could be. I didn't think they were that dexterous.
The way that one just leapt at that clock tower.
Like a frog. and the hand came out and grabbed them when they're moving incredibly fast. I didn't think they had that level of mobility or processing
Dexterity.
speed. Yeah, that surprised me. I do think Eren's gonna get one here. He's gonna save Armin with half a leg.
Maybe we're gonna see, we have been surmising for a few episodes now that Eren's dad did something to him to make him kind of superhuman. Are we gonna see him potentially regenerate a leg or have something wild happen?
I never thought of the regeneration. That's cool. I figured he was getting a robotic leg when he survived.
Oh.
But okay, let's find out. Good theory though. I like the regeneration
You know what?
piece. That's interesting.
I'm just, you know, my imagination's running wild.
The other thing that I picked up here was the secret police or whoever didn't want anybody to know about the outside world. That's fishy to me.
We've been tossing around conspiracy
Yeah.
theories for a couple episodes now.
Yeah.
They just keep piling up.
Oh.
That was some quick maneuvering that he was able to get there. Okay, forget everything I said.
Sure your thing. Zip out. Or go through the back of the neck to that spot.
I'm gonna ride inside this Titan to the outside world and see what's up, and then I'm gonna escape out the back of his neck.
Did he just lose a hand too?
Armin, like, do something.
If this show started off and made us believe that Eren was the main character, but Mikasa's really the main character, what a loop.
Mikasa has to be involved, like, throughout it. She's too amazing.
But if Armin's dead and now...
Armin or Eren?
Sorry, Eren. If Eren's dead
And it becomes Mikasa's story.
That's what I'm saying.
Avenging Eren's death.
If that is where this is going.
No, it can't.
And I can't believe he's dead already.
There's too many threads to pull attached to Eren still. We got the key, we've got his dad, we've got a lot of stuff going on. You know who I am disappointed in right now? Armin. Like, snap to it, just do something.
But he's an engineer. Like, he doesn't have that gumption. So maybe he'll learn to control his fear, but I'm not surprised that was his response. But maybe Eren's gonna go through the back of the neck.
Yeah.
With his sword. I think that's... But I think if he
he's gonna
survives, he
explore.
lost an arm. That's like
He'll be fine.
Off at the calf, off at the forearm. That's not
Something
great.
happened with his dad. He's gonna be fine. That was a great episode.
Yeah. We are killing off characters that I was starting to like real early.
Ooh, Thomas?
No, it's just some of the squad. They're just dying left, right, and center.
Gotta keep it realistic.
I mean, fair, but that was intense.
That was excellent.
I'm all in.
And we learned some things.
A ton.
About the colossal demon, the colossal titan, about the minis. We learned about the outside world.
Yeah. There were a lot of little nuggets in this episode. I'm sure we missed a few, but I think...
I hope we absorbed the majority, but who even knows?
No.
There was a lot of thrown at us that episode.
So good.
Okay. Let us know your thoughts. We know you guys get excited. So even if you don't mean it, just really think hard before typing in that comment. Be like, could this be a spoiler? We would appreciate the consideration. But yes, we would really like to hear what you're thinking though. So clack away in the comments below. And as always, we'd be so excited if you would like this video, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for more Attack on Titan coming next week. Thanks, guys.